Hi ho, Keegan the Vlog here. Welcome to episode 3 of 308 Wrench Time. Today we are going to tackle some of the more annoying problems with this car. Specifically, we don't have any way to gauge how much fuel is in it. So the trip odometer, the odometer doesn't work on the dashboard, and the fuel gauge doesn't work. Both of those things need to get fixed, so we're going to tackle them kind of both at the same time. This gauge is electronic. It has a sensor that feeds the speedometer / odometer signal. The speedometer works, which means that the wiring works, which means that the sensor works, so the failure is actually in the gauge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that gauge out. We're going to send it out off to Palo Alto to get rebuilt. For the fuel gauge, there is the sending unit right there on that tank. This is the result of letting the car sit with fuel in it. So all the components basically from the tank up to the fuel distributor, the manifold there, we had to replace in order to get the car to run. So this is just kind of a continuation of that. Let's get that out, see if we can clean it. We're gonna work on the other wheels. We're gonna get the other wheels cleaned up and find some tires for them. And we're gonna start driving it. So let's get into it. Okay, we're on the bench here, and we are going to disconnect all of this. This is the speedometer, and this is what needs to go for repair. Okay, here's the fuel sending unit, and we freed it up a little bit, but man, this looks terrible. There it is. There is the problem. That's broken. Right there. Man, look at the stuff on my fingers. Wow. All right, while we wait for some parts to show up, let's talk numbers. I've had quite a few questions about what does it cost to do this? What kind of money do I have tied up in this car right now? So first of all, here's some data up on the screen. First of all, the acquisition cost of this car was way too good of a deal to pass up. Yeah, it wasn't running, but the owner is a car guy, and takes immaculate care of his stuff. The symptoms that he described were something that wasn't too scary as far as getting sorted out, and it wasn't, so we got into it. We found just what he described with the electrical system and the aftermarket alarm system. We got that sorted. Had to do a little bit of tinkering with the fuel system because it sat for so long. Not really that big of a deal because we didn't have to touch the Bosch Octopus, thank God. So that ended up being not too bad of a situation to get into. We've got parts to do the timing belts. We got tools to do the timing belts and the accessory belts. A major service kit, so we got Ferrari oil filter, plugs and wires, air filter, that sort of thing. Another couple of things that we haven't paid for yet that are still on the docket: refreshing the wheels and new tires. That's actually going to be a pretty significant percentage of the cost of sorting this car out. So $1,000 to do the wheels, another $1,300 in tires. All in all, a sorted Ferrari 308 for less than $30,000, I think is a pretty good deal. Let's go open some boxes and get this car put back together. right, we got the speedometer back in there. We got the fuel sender installed. We saw that fuel gauge is working now, so we can tell how much fuel is in the car. We're not going to be taking it out on a test drive like we normally would, because I don't know if you can see out that window right there, but there's snow on the ground. Snow is still coming down. Ferrari's grounded until that all gets cleaned up. I know I said in the previous Ferrari episode that we were going to be jumping into the timing belt. Was waiting on this. This is a cam lock tool. This finally showed up. So now that we got this, we will be tackling that timing belt job. Found links to purchase these in Birdman's Ferrari procedures page. I'm sure if you've got one of these cars or one like it, you found Birdman's page very useful. Thanks, Birdman. If you're watching, I'll put a link in the description to Birdman's pages, and Ferrari chat has been extremely useful as well. Back to the DeLorean next. Here's a sneak peek of what's happening with the DeLorean. Here's a sneak peek at the next DeLorean clutch job video. As you can see, we're nowhere near the clutch. That gold pipe had to be replaced. That's the heater pipe coming out of the water pump. And when we buttoned up the cooling system and pressure tested, we found this Y pipe was leaking down here. So the Y pipe's removed, and true to DeLorean's warnings, one of those bolts broke off and there was a little bit of the stud protruding. It wasn't enough to get a stud extractor on, so we tried the welding trick again, and this time it worked. So a bit of relief there. Things are starting to go our way on this project. More coming on this one in the next video. All right, if you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on 308 or DMC or TR3 or BMW. Something right time. See ya.